We are in Algiers to have a session of the C10, the Committee of 10 African states identified by the African Union at ministerial level, and it's chaired by the Minister for Sierra Leone and co-chaired by the Minister for Foreign Affairs of Algeria. And the primary purpose of this session is that Africa has been championing for the reform of the United Nations Security Council. Because, as you know, there are only 5 permanent members, and we have been seeing a Security Council that has not been as effective as it should be when it comes to resolving matters of serious conflict in different parts of the world. For instance, we are seeing crisis in Sudan, we have seen crisis in the Sahel, we have the Middle East, we also have Ukraine, and you'll notice that the impact of the Security Council is not being felt. So that is one issue, that there is need to inject some new process and energy in the Security Council. And Africa wants to have representation at the Security Council because since it was set up under the UN after the Second World War, you will notice that Africa, which has got a population of 1.4 million people with 54 countries, do not have a seat on the UN Security Council. And yet that is the most important body when it comes to the decisions around the UN. In fact, you'll find that the agenda within the UN Security Council is largely an agenda that involves Africa over the years. Yet we do not have representation in that council. Therefore, we have developed a common African position which calls for 2 slots for permanent representation and an enhancement of the non-permanent representatives. It has gained a lot of currency. Virtually all the African countries support it. It's supported by the African Union, and that is why we are here. Since there are meetings coming up in September, there's the Summit for the Future, and there's going to be a resolution made around the Pact for the Future. So we want to push so that Africa can have a seat on the United Nations Security Council on a permanent basis.